So recently, I released a new animation called SuperHot. It's a claymation. You know, it's clay. All the characters are clay. And it was really fun to make. Very interesting thought process that went into it. Not as many interesting visuals as like Among Us and such, but still pretty interesting animation. I thought I'd make a little behind the scenes, detailing how I actually did it all, how I made the video, and what went into the thought process for making the video. But now, another thing. It's celebrating 1,000 subscribers. That's cool enough. It's celebrating 1,000 subscribers on the animations channel. Woohoo! Cue confetti. There's no confetti on screen. But something really cool happened after this was released a few hours later. SuperHot, the official SuperHot YouTube channel, actually commented on it. They commented on it. They had very positive things to say as well. That was awesome. That was really cool of them. And so that was really neat. They even shared it on Twitter. And apparently, like, the main dev team saw. I don't know how it all went, but apparently more of the devs saw other than the guy who commented, Paywell. Special thanks to Paywell. Hope I didn't butcher the pronunciation of that name, by the way. Really hope I didn't. I just thought I'd point that out really quickly before we get started, because that was really cool. Be sure to check out SuperHot. Their VR game available on Oculus and such. But I just thought I'd point that out, and let's get into how the video was actually made. Yeah. So I think we'll start off with the really basic effects, the really easy ones, not really much to them, and like the anime lines and the bullets. For both of them, I literally just drew them directly on the frame. Not much special to them. I just drew them directly onto the frame. The bullets, though, were pretty interesting. I actually drew them in reverse. So instead of drawing them going in, I actually drew them going out. So I thought that was pretty interesting. What you're seeing on screen, actually, is me drawing them in. So, yeah, that's how I did those. So next we're going to actually talk about two different shots that involved masking. You may know them as the sword and the kick. When he throws the sword and when he does the kick. You may have noticed I messed up my mask for the kick. What you didn't know is I also messed up my mask for the original sword throw. But then I figured out there's another clean frame I could have used. It was just another clean frame, plain background. And it looked pretty good. I just replaced the entire background with that one frame, and no one seemed to notice. No one has seemed to notice yet. It's just the same frame. It just makes the arrow just looks like it's moving. Because the entire background is white, so you're not gonna notice it anyway. So the entire background, when the I called it an arrow. When the sword is flying, the background isn't moving at all. Not at all. Not even speed lines, nothing like that, just the sword. That's all that's moving. And but for the feet kick, I couldn't use another masking frame. I just messed it up at some parts, so it looks a little janky when he kicks in the air, we all make mistakes. Can always improve, always room for improvement, as I say. So, interesting fact about this animation, actually. It was planned a few months ago, but I never actually made it. It was originally supposed to be the 100 subscriber special, but we all know I hit 100 subscribers on the animation channel really fast, and then 1,000, and then 10,000, and, I just didn't have time, so I quickly threw in a Carl and Winston short, and then made this the 1,000 subscriber special. Here's the thing. I started planning this a while ago, a few months ago, maybe 2 or 3, maybe. And it started off with the character design. So on screen right now, what you're seeing is the original character designs. This is what they all would have looked like. Obviously, different colors. but obviously I went for a different design and a much more practical design. Uh, and so you're seeing a comparison between the original design and the redesign. Yeah, the redesign. So yeah. So next up, you'd probably think I'd talk about the disintegration effect. Actually, no, I'm gonna make a separate thing about that, the disintegration effect. So that'll be a separate thing. We're actually gonna be talking about the set. It's pretty simple on how it looks and actually how it was made as well. It's just poster board wrapped around a wood piece. The wood piece I actually cut, like that is, I actually cut that wood piece, and then I just wrapped poster board around it, put some lamps up, and yeah, it was a little difficult to work with because it's a white background, which is difficult for light flicker, obviously. But I made it work somehow, and I was proud of the finished product, and so that's the set. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. I hope you found this helpful, or at least a bit interesting as to, it's a little bit of behind the scenes as to how I made the actual video. And thank you so much for watching. That is going to be all for today.